Howdy, Sergey here. This is Marion, Illinois, and I got here late last night, just after dark. There was no place to park. It's a Pilot, but it's a pretty small one, and I need 2 spaces. There were a couple of spaces left. I cruised around for a couple of, I did a couple of tours, trips around, nothing. And then I figured, hey, there's a spot here on the right, so I went inside the truck stop, asked them, will I be in the way if I leave in the morning? And they said, oh no, there's like garbage containers in there. And they said, garbage is collected Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so you're good. Today is Thursday. But I always say, whenever you're not sure, always check, with the authorities. And so, did 550 miles yesterday, did pretty good. An escort took me through Arkansas and Missouri, and then he left me at the Illinois line because I don't need an escort there. And now the plan is to drive to Kankakee, Illinois, and there I have to take again that 17 and 1 and 30 and 398 towards Indiana. And I sent a message to my boss. I said, I think I need an escort in Indiana and Michigan, but they probably, if they book something, they probably book it for tomorrow, because again, they try to use one escort for one day, just like yesterday. That's why we were rushing, because you don't want to pay an escort for another day, because then they charge extra. It's like $350, something. Not just beside. They charge us what, $1.50 a mile US? Again, a small car. I think that's what I want to do when I retire. Just put some signs on my Mazda. 2 things happened yesterday. I got final response from a Volvo dealer in Ontario, and whereas I was joking about Western Star that it's a serious truck, and you can tell that by the amount of pages in the quotation, was 17 pages. The Volvo quotation had 2 pages. Half of the page just had numbers, like your performance numbers, what my RPM will be at this speed, what the load will be, what the sweet spot is, but the actual technical info was just a few lines of text, just basically the basic stuff. It did not cover, all the positions on the truck, just, not serious. But the most important, you can get heavy axles, you can get, I'm pretty sure, a strong frame, comfortable cab, but no cowl-mounted cleaners. And I used to laugh at them, but now I know they let 4 times more air than one under the hood filter, and plus they let you have cold air, whereas the air coming from under the hood is always warm, which is not good for a performance machine like what I'm trying to build here. So I need those cowl-mounted cleaners. Not available with a Volvo. Okay, I can leave probably with 25% of air, but another thing is, I said, okay, the engine is 600 horsepower, 2050 torque with an I-shift. What's the radiator you guys are using? And he said, I said, how many square inches? And he said, about 1250. 1250 for a 600 horsepower engine. That just doesn't make sense, because Kenworth, Western Star, Peterbilt, the standard radiator is like 1450 square inches, and then you can pay a bit extra and get the bigger one, like they call it wide on the Kenworth side, and Western Star has it too. It's 1650 square inches. That's a big difference. But so it's like a weak-ass heavy haul truck. It looks good. Actually, I don't like how it looks, like the cab, and plus it's steel, so it's heavy. So basically, Volvo is definitely out, right? And the other thing that happened is that I called, we just had a Kenworth dealer move, we're in an old building in Kitchener. Like we have like a Tri-City area where I live there. It's like three towns very close together. They call it Tri-City, like, you know, often they do it in the States. Like we have Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge, all about 1 hour west of Toronto, Canada. And so these guys moved from Kitchener to Cambridge, pretty close to the place where I started my trucking career, Challenger. It's a new building, but I haven't seen it yet, but I saw it, like a friend of mine from Alberta sent me a press release, news release saying, hey, you know, Kenworth dealer opened it, new Kenworth dealer opened its doors in Cambridge, but it's the same, you know, they just moved like, I don't know, 2 miles, you know. But anyway, so I called them, and surprisingly yesterday, everybody was working already, Wednesday, and I said, I want to talk to new truck sales. Some guy answers, and we just talk on the phone in a hands-free, full legal mode like this with a handset. And by the way, that's what I'm using now to record the audio, and it works. It should be much better than yesterday. I apologize for that. I put the camera in here. See this pocket in here? And the mic was blocked. And it did not help that half of you guys, like the hearing is going down after a certain age. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Relax. And so yeah, I talked to the guy, I gave him the specs I wanted, and he said he'll get back to me. And so yeah, now basically I'm only looking at Western Star 4900 with a big square hood. I kind of like the same classic truck with a big 1650 radiator and set back axle, 4 axles, 20,000 on the front now. And the same pretty much spec Kenworth, and the same spec, similar spec for Peterbilt. All right, let's get rolling. Time now 7:30 local time. You know, the way my camera is mounted, I'm sorry I cannot show you. You won't be able to see a lot. In front of me. Okay, lights on. People are parking across the street over here, and that's a hotel parking, and the sign says truck parking motel only, $10. And there's a bunch of trucks in there because the truck stop is so small. Walmart. If you remember one of my previous videos, I was sitting there with the rocket truck, also waiting for an escort. But now I think I'll just go to the Loves. That's my whole movie. I'm thankful I don't work for Lenster anymore. Oh, you see that? Did you hear the sound? This one? That's the stock lever. Thanks for watching.